It is the Trump Roundup for week number 34, and I'm almost at the point where we're going to stop doing the Trump Roundup because I'm tired of giving this guy visibility, credibility, giving him a platform. I'm about done with Trump. So
we will not be those Dems. We're not going to be those Dems that are like, oh, he's super independent. Oh my God. No.
Yeah,
he gets no service from us.
Don't let the shit that he's doing recently with Chuck Schumer and Nancy Pelosi get you twisted that, he's seen the light and he's going back to being a Democrat. No.
He's a narcissistic megalomaniac who only cares about his authoritarianism, and he is a dangerous abuser.
Now, I'm
never ever mistake.
I'm not against the left using his need to be loved to get some stuff that they want done.
No.
But don't let you think that he's become some sort of centrist president, because he's not. He's never going to be that guy. He's going to be whatever Trump wants, Trump gets kind of guy.
Exactly. No, he's consistently dangerous. Let's just be honest.
Let's go back to September 11th when he didn't acknowledge 9/11 for hours on his favorite app. He didn't come on Twitter at all until like later in the afternoon to talk about 9/11.
Really?
Which was shocking. I honestly wasn't interested by that because I'm like, wait a minute. Usually this guy's on there talking about whatever great bowel movement that he's had this morning and spending a few minutes to talk about Fox News and everything, but he didn't do any of that this time. He was there to read the names and do what the president always does, the moment of silence and everything. But
yeah,
I'm having a real big problem. I understand that we need to recognize that happened. 9/11 happened in this country. But I think it's unhealthy as a nation for us to relive it like every year.
Disagree.
I think we can't move on. We need to understand that it was a religious attack on this country, even though people might make up false attacks, saying that it was like Bin Laden doing it and all this stuff. I'm like, no, it was Saudi Arabia, guys. It was mostly those folks out there.
Yeah. So the way America relives it is absolutely not healthy.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, no, the way we consistently relive this trauma, bad, and it only seeks to trigger the trauma again, and therefore make us more isolated and not processing.
Yeah, we're a PTSD nation, as Felicia talked about in that rant that one time. We are constantly living through this.
Yeah, no, and that's pretty evident in the way our culture has gone, is that our culture has not processed the trauma.
Nope.
And the thing about once you've processed the trauma, it means that you can have real conversations about it without fear. And it seems the only way we address this trauma is through that fear lens.
Mm-hmm.
One of the ways that you start treating trauma is when you experience some fear is trying to empower yourself through that fear. And it's not through violence. That's not what empowerment necessarily means. No. It's not through violence. But I've never seen where this country has moved through a strengthening and an empowering due to that trauma. All we're doing is holding on to that fear. And I do think it's important for us to acknowledge and remember the trauma, to know the trauma as it is. But it takes healing. And that's something our country has gotten real bad at, is healing.
Our standard of not getting any kind of mental health in this country has gone nationwide. And it's goddamn sad. So let's see, what else has he done? He was insulted twice by the Pope this week. mainly over the DACA stuff. I honestly don't give a shit.
Yeah, of course the Pope loves DACA because
most of
Mexicans are large Catholic.
Yeah. He visited Florida to survey the hurricane damage from Irma. And the thing I wanted to bring up here is I found another article from Share Blue, which, yes, I understand they are notoriously liberal, but these are quotes that he actually said. So fuck you for people getting your panties in a bunch about this whole thing. Is that Trump was there in Florida and he said that it was an amazing that only 33 people died.
Oh my God, he did not say that.
So he said, it was such a small number that nobody would have. People thought thousands and thousands of people might have had their lives ended. And the number is a very small number, which is a great tribute to you.
No. It's 2017, Trump. Our standards are higher. The deaths should have been 0.
Yeah. 33 deaths.
We knew about global warming. We knew about global warming. Jesus Christ. Our standards have changed. Oh my God. Holy fuckballs. We are better than deaths now. 33 people died. Every single one of those people mattered. Every single one of their families are in an extraordinary amount of pain now.
And
go fuck yourself.
8 or more have been from retirement communities where people were living without air conditioning. And it was old folks that died of overheating because they didn't have AC. And, you know, they didn't crack windows. They didn't help people out. They didn't move them to other places. 8 people died. Old people died because of fucking air conditioning, because there's no power.
I'm sick of the way we treat old people.
I'm sick of the way we treat people in general in this nation.
It's so cold. It's so cold. I got mine. Go fuck yourself. Is not that's not a way to run society. And by the way, old people have a lot to give us, you guys.
Yeah.
They do. They have lived through a lot.
I've wanted to for the longest time just have a podcast where I just go and talk to old people because they have such good stories. God damn it. That's one thing that's lost in generations, is that the act of storytelling. As podcasters, we get it. We understand how you craft a story, how you embellish a story, how you get the punchline ready for that, just that right moment where you go bam and you make it work. But old folks, they got that shit in spades. It's amazing some of the stories they can tell you.
And sometimes they're racist and wrong as shit. But that's okay, because that's hearing from them is how we can evaluate these ideas.
Yeah.
Hearing from these stories is important.
So, as I said earlier, Chuck Schumer and Nancy Pelosi have been invited to the White House without inviting any top Republicans. It's just been those two really invited to the White House to have like Chinese food. And that's when they came out with what was it, the debt ceiling increase that they had, but they've also worked on a DACA bill where they're going to try to get Trump to sign, actually having DACA being a part of the United States, where we're going to work on having amnesty. And boy, that pissed off his supporters. His base has been mad.
Did it? Or as Trump would say, amnesty.
This fucking guy, I swear.
God, he's such an idiot.
Though, even though he had Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer there, he denied that he reached a deal with them.
Yeah.
And
God,
then he reversed that by saying that does America really want to export these people that have, some of the best workers, some of the best education? And it's like he's been waffling on this ever since it happened.
He doesn't understand shit about dick.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't know politics at all. Literally at all.
Any aspect of any real thing that exists, he doesn't understand.
Nope.
He branded himself. That's all he understands. That's why he talked about the Coast Guard improving their brand.
God, because they saved so many lives. Like, that's what they do.
They didn't improve. You know what? No one was thinking the Coast Guard was a bad thing. No one was.
I'm still pissed my old man didn't. He could have got a commission in the Coast Guard, but he decided to stick Air Force as an NCO. It's like, come on, man. Could have got that like colonel pay. Get the fuck out of here. Why not?
Colonel pay is good.
I know,
whatever.
Right? So he went on to defend the accomplished young people protected under DACA, which I just said. He said that the border wall is already under construction.
Except for not at all.
It's just them repairing the old fences and walls that exist right now.
Which are bullshit, and everyone knows it.
Yep.
Everyone knows those walls are bullshit.
He once again brought up Hillary Clinton and traded barbs with her.
Oh, my God.
Because that election wasn't, let's see, it's September 17th as we're recording this. It wasn't like, I don't know, like 10 months ago. He continued on with the rhetoric that both sides were to blame in Charlottesville.
Nope. Gross.
Nope.
You're a white supremacist piece of shit.
No, who ran over people? Oh, that's right, the white supremacist. That's right.
White supremacist. Yeah. Terrorist. White supremacist terrorist.
Who's the guy that pulled out the pistol and said, "Hey, N-word," and shot a couple of rounds into the dirt?
X.
Yeah, white guy.
X.
I know.
When we're reporting on the word, we use the word.
I don't want to say it in this case. That guy was just egregiously bad. Like, "Hey, nigger." Come on, man. Just, ugh. Gross. Let's see. There was a ESPN anchor who called him a white supremacist.
Yeah, she did, and she has not been fired.
No,
they're standing by her.
Yeah, the
they're
White
standing
House
by her.
The White House has been going after her, especially Sarah Huckabee Sanders has been trying to call for her job.
I know, and
which
it's
has
not happening.
It's cost her an ethics complaint because, like, the White House press secretary should not be calling for anybody's job to be removed at all. No, it shouldn't happen. There was another attack in London this week in the subway, and Trump decided to call them loser terrorists.
He prematurely called them, referenced Islam.
Even though
the Islamic State has taken credit, but we know that they've been known to take credit for things that weren't theirs.
Yeah,
so,
the Pulse nightclub shooting of all things, you know.
Yeah, they've been known to take credit for things that they had nothing to do with. So, but he before and even England was like, "Would you shut the fuck up for a second?" Maybe
Theresa May is like, "It doesn't do anybody good for you guys to speculate on this shit before we have the evidence."
Exactly.
Which is amazing. The First Lady introduced President Trump at Joint Base Andrews, which and she said, "The President of the United States, Donald Trump," in the thick accent of whatever language she speaks.
Slavic.
And then, yeah. And so Trump came up to her and shook her hand.
He did not. He shook his wife's hand.
You have to see the video for this because it says so goddamn much. Because she's standing at the lectern, and then Trump comes up and shakes her hand and puts his hand on her back and shoves her off the stage. He like shoves her out of the way. He shook her hand. That's your wife, man. Like, even if she hates you, even if Hillary hated Bill, she still pretended that, like, look, we're a good couple. Let's kiss, you know, that kind of thing. Or, you know.
You know what? I'm sorry. At this point, I don't think Hillary hated Bill.
No.
I think they worked through their shit.
No,
I really do.
I think that
because
Hillary
has established that she does not just put up with shit. Like, Hillary is Hillary.
I'm going to go with the House of Card reference on this one because I think Hillary and Bill knew exactly what they were doing when they hooked up with each other, when they finally decided to become the power couple in Washington, D.C. And they're like, yeah, you know what? If you stray, that's fine. I don't care because you got to do what you got to do. You know, but also at the same time.
In House of Cards, he did stray, but he still loved his wife.
Yeah, no shit.
Like, I'm not saying he's a good character.
No,
I'm not saying he's a good character.
a shitty character. He's a
shitty bad person.
Yeah,
but his wife's not a great person.
Blair's not good either.
No, but like he did love. Frank still loves his wife. Like,
oh my god, Kevin Spacey acts his ass off on that show. God, I love that show.
But Hillary is not Blair. I'm sorry. Hillary is too deep in it. Like, way deeper than Bill ever was.
Yeah. The very last thing that I have here, and I brought this up only because I'm petty as shit, is that Trump made a little kid mow the fucking rose garden.
I know. They acted like this was going to be good PR. I'm like,
okay, the kid wanted to. I understand that. That's the thing.
I understand that the kid requested to. You invite that kid to the White House and say, no, darling.
You don't need to
We're going
to
give you education.
No,
like, you would do that.
Instead, have him mow the fucking yard. And he's got earplugs in, and he's got the gloves on and everything, and he's pushing a fucking mower. They don't use a push mower to cut the fucking rose garden. Are you kidding me?
Oh. Yeah.
And so what I like is that there's amazing memes coming out of this, that where Trump is standing out there in the Rose Garden yelling at him like an old fuck, screaming like, "Get off my lawn" to this little kid. Just, it's so petty. I understand that. I understand that I'm coming at this from a irrational sense of view where it's like, I am mad about this only because it's like, really? You can't just have the kid at the White House and be like, shake his hand, get a picture with him, give him a pin like you do with everybody else and be like, thanks for coming.
Obama would have at least let him pet the dog.
I know, right?
No, Obama would have let him pet the dog.
Trump was standing out there like,
have a dog.
You missed
because he's evil.
No, he's not going to have. There's not going to be a presidential pet. He's not going to have. Well, he's got kids in the White House, but they're fully grown ass adults and they're doing terrible shit because Ivanka apparently doesn't have any kind of sway over the president at all, even though she's there as an advisor.
She doesn't want any sway. Are you kidding me? She has been a betrayal to females for a long time.
Yeah.
They talk about her as a feminist. No, she took that moniker because she thought it would be beneficial to her. She's never been a feminist. She's a feminist like Joss fucking Whedon. That's right. He's a fucking fraud and an abuser and not a feminist.
Hey, go back and watch Dollhouse and let me know how much of a feminist you think that guy is. It's
fuck you, Joss Whedon. Officially.
Hey, I hope you do a really good job on Justice League. I honestly do. Hey, I'm happy that Patty Jenkins is back for Wonder Woman 2. That's all I'm happy for. So
okay, but Patty Jenkins has a great track record. 1,
yeah.
2. Wonder Woman was amazing.
Yeah, I need to go watch that again. I'm gonna watch that again tomorrow. God,
I need. Yeah, I am too. I'm gonna watch that one again tomorrow because that was a genuinely great movie. And I have not met a man that didn't walk out of there going, "She was hot as fuck," but they didn't like. The camera never oogled her, right? Like it was never
wasn't like
here's an object
or anything like that.
Yeah, there was no objectification, and yet every man could see this woman as a leader, and I haven't met a man yet who didn't watch that movie going, yeah, she was really cool, but they were also like, she was also hot, and it's like, yes, thank you, you get it. You can think someone is hot and want to fuck them. Also respect them as a whole person.
But guess what? We don't respect President Trump at all.
No, never.
So that's
Wonder
week
Woman
34. Again. Week 34 to coming to a close. I don't know. I think I'm kind of tired of talking about this guy. God,
I hate him. I hate him so much. He's such a disgusting human being.
There's so much every week that we could talk about, and we honestly could spend the entirety of doing Utah Outcasts every week, 2 episodes and patron stuff talking about Trump. But that's happening everywhere. MSNBC is taking over on that stuff. CNN is taking over on that stuff.
Everything.
Reddit has become that, politics, /r/politics has become nothing but Trump stuff. And it's like, look, I get it. He's a shitty president, and we've seen this for a long time. And I'm going to continue talking about the shitty president that we have because I was that way with Bush as well. But the thing is, maybe we need to move on to actually focus on stuff we can affect. We can't change President Trump. That's Mueller's job right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to be happy when charges come out for that because...
Oh my God. He is setting it up to in every aspect.
Jesus Christ.
He is thorough as shit.
He got a subpoena for Facebook. He got a federal court to say, hey, you have to turn over records of who bought these ads. If you guys are following with the Russian ads thing, that's
and then Facebook turned over more than was requested
because they like doing business in America.
They do.
I think
it's funny how that works.
It's funny how that works, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, that's Trump Roundup for week 34. Maybe we'll give you one more to turn it out. Maybe we'll finish the year. How about we do week 52 and then we're like, all right, we're done. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
You know what? We need a break.
Yeah,
we need a break from him.
Let us know, people. We're glad to hear from you.
Please do.